There's nothing more frustrating than put a ton of time, effort, and energy into a video that gets no views. And I think because of that, I've seen a lot of videos floating around that are like things to do after you upload a video to help it get more views. And the thing is, with all due respect to those creators, a lot of the things they talk about in their videos are things that I either wouldn't bother doing because I don't think it makes a difference, or they don't talk about things that I would do. So I wanted to create my own version of these videos to talk about what's actually worked for me when it comes to changing your video after you've uploaded it to help it get more views. So let's start off by going through my favorite methods. I'm going to leave my most favorite method that I don't think I've talked about publicly at the end of the video as an ethical bribe to get you to watch my video all the way to the end. So the first thing I want to talk about is split or A/B testing. You've probably heard of it before, but what I wanted to talk about is how I personally go about split testing. Now, for those who don't know, split testing is essentially where you upload multiple thumbnails or create multiple titles for your video and test them against one another to see which one is the highest performer. Now, the first thing to look at here is whether or not a split test is even worth doing. In my opinion, if your video is getting less than 300 to 500 impressions a week, it's not even worth running split tests on it because the data you get back is not going to be data you can actually trust. Now, I would essentially weight the amount of effort you put into split testing based on how many impressions you're getting. Like if you have a video that's only getting a couple hundred impressions a week, don't spend hours and hours trying to come up with perfect thumbnails and titles to test. But on the other hand, if your video is getting a lot of impressions but not many views, you know that there's some potential here, so it's worthwhile spending more time trying to get this one right. And what that looks like for me is sort of two phases. The first phase is you want to do big tests. So for example, if you're testing different thumbnails on your video, you want to upload 3 very different thumbnails. Obviously, they all need to be relevant to what the video is about, but stylistically, they shouldn't be that similar. Now, after running that test and finding the title or thumbnail that works best, you're then going to do a second phase of testing where you're basically going to tweak little variables. So before you were doing big changes, like completely different thumbnails, completely different titles. Now it's small changes. If it's a thumbnail, maybe you'll change the color of the shirt you're wearing. Maybe you'll slightly adjust the text in your thumbnail. Maybe you'll flip the positioning. So the text used to be on the left is now on the right, and the object that used to be on the right is now on the left. Essentially what we're doing is trying to fine tune the thing that's already working. So that's the methodology I would use when it comes to actually running your tests. Right now, I personally, for thumbnails, use YouTube's thumbnail A/B testing tool. Now I know it's not perfect. I know there are a lot of rumors going around that it doesn't work. I think a lot of those rumors are based on when it first released, because when it first released, yeah, it was terrible. It didn't work well. But since then, it has been optimized a bit and it's working a bit more reliably in my experience. Now for titles, I personally still use a software called Thumbnail Test. Ironic, I know. One thing I will say though is try not to test your titles and thumbnails at the exact same time because you're going to muddy the waters a bit. Essentially, you're not going to know if your video got better results because the title got better or because the thumbnail got better because you're testing them both at the same time. But that's the first thing I would do. Now that kind of covers the packaging element. The next thing I would do comes down to actually improving your retention after you've already posted the video, which I know might seem a bit crazy, but hear me out. Now first, again, just like with title and thumbnail split tests, you only really want to be doing this if your video is actually getting at least, I would say, over 50 views, ideally a couple of hundred. But anyway, for this, what you're going to do is come to your video and then click on analytics. Then we're going to come down to the retention graph of the video. And what we're going to look for are dips, ideally steep dips where a bunch of people have clicked off the video. So one that sticks out to me a bit on this video right here is you can see it around about 1 minute 54. You can see it goes from kind of being flat to like decline right here. Yeah. So what I want to do is essentially watch that part of the video and see if I can identify a friction point. So obviously you want to get rid of that friction point. And so what you can do is you can come down to the editor of your YouTube video, find the portion that is triggering a bunch of people to click off, then come to the trim and cut feature. Then what you do is click on new cut, and then you can click on and drag these bars to remove that particular point in the video. And if you do this strategically and time the cuts in the right way, often other viewers won't notice there's actually a cut there. And even if it is a little bit jarring, people will think, oh, you just made an editing mistake and missed it before uploading. And it's a lot better for people to think that than for them to leave your video entirely. So what you would do once you position this correctly is just hit the plus button to make this cut, then come up and hit on save changes. And then YouTube is going to remove that portion of footage from your video. So future viewers will no longer see and leave your video as a result of that friction point. Instead, they'll just keep watching. And this is one that I do to often certain moments in the video, but also often to the beginning or the intro of the video. Sometimes you'll see a really steep drop off at the beginning of your video, and then you'll see a point where it starts to like flatten out. And you'll have a look at that point and be like, what happened here? And if the script or footage in the video allows for it, sometimes you can just cut off the entire beginning part of the video and just start the video immediately at the exact point you can see is stopping people from leaving your video. And this little trick alone can sometimes decrease the amount of viewers who leave during your intro by like 10 or 20%. Now, the next thing I want to talk about comes down to promotion, but maybe not the type of promotion you think. When I say promotion, most people think, oh, like reposting my videos in Facebook groups or on Reddit threads, etc., etc. But the most effective form of promotion is actually on-platform promotion, essentially promoting your YouTube videos in other YouTube videos. Now, if that can happen through shout outs from other creators, that's awesome. But often you can shout yourself out in your your own videos. Firstly, you want to add end screens to your videos. So if you come to a video and you click on details, if you haven't done this already, you go down to editor and then go to this end screens option. You'll be able to set up these little clickable elements at the end of your video that you can use to promote another video of yours. Another thing you can do is pin a comment on your own video promoting another one of your videos. And you can even leave links in the descriptions of your videos promoting, you guessed it, more of your videos. And a sneaky hack you can do here, instead of just copying and pasting the standard link of the video you're trying to promote, create a playlist and then add that and a bunch of your other videos to that playlist. And then open up the video you want to promote inside of the playlist and copy that link, because then when people click on the link, they're going to be sent to that video within the playlist. So if they reach the end, they're then going to go and watch all of your other videos. And the whole goal of linking in the description and your pinned comments and your end screens is to essentially create a system where you can turn one view into 2 views, into 3 views, etc., etc. There's an old adage in business that essentially says the easiest customers to sell to are ones you've already sold to. And if you genuinely have good content on YouTube, often the easiest, most engaged views you can get are from people who've already watched and enjoyed your other videos. You just need to give them a simple, impossible to miss call to action so they can very easily jump between and watch multiple of your videos. Now, I'm really excited to talk about this next thing because I think this is the first time I've talked about it publicly. So let's say you have this great idea for a video. You spend hours creating the title and thumbnail, a ton of time on the intro, more hours on the script, more hours recording, then there's editing and uploading and posting, and it gets 25 views. Now, what most creators do is they go, well, that video failed, and then they go and do the exact same process all over again for a completely new video. Now, often, especially if the video you just posted was inherently flawed, that's totally reasonable. But sometimes that video you just posted that got 25 views actually has a lot of potential. You just executed on it wrong. And sometimes it's like so obvious. You come back to a video you posted like a month or 2 later and you're like, man, I could make this so much better so easily. And so my suggestion to you is do it. You've already done like 85 to 90% of the legwork creating this video and no one's watched it. So take it down, make the tweaks you need to actually make it good and repost it. And often when people hear this, it's like, well, won't the algorithm hate me? It's like, no, not in my experience. But if you're really worried about that, just completely delete the original video. So YouTube has no record of it and it can't physically impact the re-uploaded version. And then people are like, but won't my viewers hate me? Won't they see I'm re-uploading videos? It's like, dude, you got 25 views. Firstly, most of those people probably aren't religiously watching every single one of your videos. And secondly, even if some of them are you really going to let 25 people stop you from potentially fixing that video and getting thousands or tens of thousands of views? Like, the decision to make here is obvious, right? And so this is something I've done a few times. You might see some comments on my videos, people being like, oh, I feel like I've seen this video before. Often it's because they have. Maybe I took that segment, or maybe I took that edit. Maybe I took that old script and repurposed them into a better new video that doesn't include the mistakes my old video did. And I've done this to videos that have gotten thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of views. And like, the worst thing that's ever happened to me is 5 people are like, oh, I feel like I've seen this video before. So have a look through your back catalog and see, are there any opportunities for you to easily fix and remake old failed videos in a way that could potentially give them a whole new life? And last but not least is repurposing your videos. Kind of similar concept to what we just talked about, but specifically repurposing into short form clips, which probably sounds like a pain in the ass to do, but recent advancements in AI have led to tools that actually find and edit clips from your videos automatically. My favorite tool for this is Opus Clip right now. So let me show you my process. Okay, so when you open up Opus, you'll be faced with a screen that looks like this. Down below here is a new feature from Opus that will automatically import videos you've posted and automatically create clips from those videos, but you can also manually cut down videos. For example, I could grab the link of this video, come across here, chuck it in here. And then down here, I can select a couple of different settings, how long I want my clip to be, what type of video it is, just helps the AI get better clips for you. You can give the AI specific instructions on what sort of clips to look for. And you can see a couple of examples of that showing up here. And then down here, you can choose your aspect ratio and select from presets, so you get to choose how you want your clips to look and feel. But if I'm happy with this, I just hit get clips in one click and the AI will start cutting down this video. But to save time, I've already loaded this video in. You can see it here. And you can see the AI has cut out a bunch of different clips for us. Now, if there was a specific kind of clip or moment I was looking for, I could actually come up to this search bar and search for it. For example, let's say I wanted to find clips about how to train the mind. I could click on this and now Opus is going to find me clips specifically about that. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to select and go with, say, this one.
And this is for me, literally, how do I find this balance between being and doing? Because now, of course, some people say, yeah, if all the time I would be just satisfied with being, well, then nothing would be done in this world.
So this clip continues to go on, as you can see. It's actually a pretty interesting hook, but I do think it could be refined a little bit. So what I might do is come down and click on this edit clip option, and Opus's brand new editor will open up. And on the left here, what I'll see is the transcript of this particular short. And I think the silence here and the "so this is for me" literally could probably be removed. So what I might do is select this how word, because this is where I actually want the clip to start. Go to the three dots, go down to split and trim, and then I'm going to go set as start. And what you can see is now it's going to cut the clip. And so now if we watch this back,
how do I find this balance between being and doing?
It cut off that beginning portion. Now we can make as many edits to this video as we want, but most of the time the AI is pretty good at doing it for us automatically, including adding the captions and framing the clip. But one new feature that's cool from Opus is you can come up here to tracker, click on manual subject tracking, and then if you wanted the clip to automatically be focused on something else, you can just select that thing. So for example, I could come and like select this painting, and what it would do if I hit track is it would focus now the video on this painting. So basically if the AI is ever wrong, you can come in here and tell it, no, hey, I want you to be focused on this portion of the video, not this portion of the video. Obviously, I don't want this video to be focused on the paintings. I'm going to X out of that, but it's a pretty cool new feature they have. And now there's so many more things I can do to this clip. There's a bunch of AI features. I can adjust the style of captions I want. I can add text to the video. I can add an AI hook to the video. I can upload my own footage and add it to the video. I can add B-roll automatically, but I actually quite like it the way it is. Plain, simple, framed on his face with text popping up.
Because now, of course, some people say, yeah.
So what I'm going to do is hit save. And then the edits we just applied to this clip have been made.
How do I find this balance between being and doing?
And from here, I could either download this clip and then manually upload it, or I can click over here and actually post or schedule this clip to go live on my channel, Instagram, TikTok, directly from within Opus. And here's the kicker. Opus is holding a competition right now to celebrate their 2nd anniversary. Every single person who participates is going to get 5 hours worth of free credits, and one lucky creator will get themselves a brand new MacBook Pro and $5,000 cash. All you have to do to enter is sign up for Opus with the link below, use Opus to post a clip that you like, and in that post somewhere, for example, the description, share a bit about what you like about Opus Clip, include the hashtag #OpusClipAndGrow, and tag the official @OpusClip account. So those are the things I would do after uploading a video. But obviously, ideally, you want your video to work out of the gate. You want to be able to post it, sit back, and let it get thousands, tens, maybe even hundreds of thousands of views. And so getting it correct off the bat is what I talk about in this video on screen. So check that one out, and I'll see you there.